Hello, hello, gorgeous humans. You know what song I've had stuck in my head all day? I got my DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. And I really am 100% that bitch. Thank you, Lizzo, for the anthem we all needed. Hello, hello, gorgeous humans. And welcome to another magic live stream. I am so thrilled and honored to be here and spending time with you. It's my third this week. I don't think I've done this many live streams like ever, or at least in half a decade. But I've been having so much freaking fun with them, and it's just been a joy to connect with you all and hear questions and help in any way I can. So if you're not sure what questions you can ask me, I want you to know, like, no question is off topic. I am the walking embodiment of TMI. I love to overshare about everything. So I have created over $13 million in 10 hours a week. I love talking about money and manifesting multiple streams of income. I was a self-made millionaire by like my early 30s, and a 5x that now, which is awesome fun. I am also a globally best-selling author. My goals workbooks have been used by over 500,000 people worldwide, which is just amazing and incredible, especially since I just wanted something rainbows and unicorns to use for myself. I also love creating and selling e-courses and teaching people how to do that. I love writing and publishing and self-publishing books, and I love talking about working less and earning more, because I've always been so stringent about like only working about 10 hours a week or so while I grow my business. And I want you to know, like, I don't have a large team either. Like, that's not the reason why I work less hours. I work less hours because, one, I was working full time before while I was growing my business, and I worked for the Australian government. And then I only left when I had a baby. And children actually take quite a bit of time. I wanted to be a really present mom as well. I didn't want them to have to go to daycare. So, yeah, I've kind of jammed my business in around the sides. And yeah, it's been wildly freaking popular. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah, profitable. So those things. I also love talking about marketing without social media as well, even though I'm on social media at the moment. But I spent 2 years off it. It was awesome fun, and I earned over $2 million as well. So I am here for all of the brain picking. Hi, Tash. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jamie from Newfoundland. It just seems like a magical, far off place to me. Like, honestly, I think the closest we would get to an experience like that is like Tasmania, which is like an island at the bottom of Australia, but it's still not going to be anywhere near as like rugged and magical. Tash says, I have a question. Would you consider doing Facebook ads again, or are you over them? So yeah, I would consider it, but I always say, like, I've never, like, Facebook ads just never really been a big part of my business. Like, I would say we've earned less than 5% of our sales through paid advertising. Like, I'm such an organic traffic bitch. Like, I don't like to pay for advertising. So I just like, I like building my mailing list through giving away free shit and having word of mouth and affiliates and referrals and stuff like that. That being said, like, I am open to it. At the moment, I'm trying to convince my best mate Tam. I'm always convincing her to, like, just do random shit for me, because I don't want to get to know many people. I don't want to get to know, like, more people to work with in the work sense, because as an autistic person, like, it's so hard to get to know who's going to work for you, like, as a personality fit, and who's not. And Tam has done so many things for me over the years, worked for me in so many ways, and that's how we became, besties, is because we were working together, and just we've always got along like a house on fire. So I've been saying to her, babes, why don't you hyperfixate on Facebook ads and try that shit out? Because once she has done stuff for me, like it's worked way better than like agencies we've brought in. Anyway, it's just not really something that I spend much time with because I don't care. Jamie says, Australia seems like a magical place to meet. Oh, I'm so glad. It is magical and freaking love it. It's just not snowy and cold and misty, sort of magical. Okay. Tammy. Hey, beautiful Tammy. I haven't seen your name in forever. That's what I get for not being on social media. I'd love to hear more about your time off social media. Do you think that worked for you because you already had a social media presence, or could someone who genuinely has not had a social media presence been successful without it too? Like, okay, so remember, guys, like I have been in this industry for 3,000 million years. I am a online business dinosaur. I started selling stuff on the internet in 2002. I started blogging in 2004. And this was years before social media came along. And I've always been hyper-focused on growing my mailing list, growing my blog, and building like long-term relationships with people. And so the fact that I've got, you know, a decent amount of social media following, like it's because of those other things. It's not the cause of my success, if that makes sense. It's because I've had the focus on creating and making things and doing things so well that people love me, because that's the appropriate response to have. So they like the numbers on social media do not indicate the success. The numbers on social media, like they're not the ones that created the success, but they somewhat can indicate the success. There are the side effect of success. So in terms of why it worked for me to go off social media, and this is what I talk about in Marketing Without Social Media. I did a whole program about it because people were asking about it. It's in the Academy. If you haven't checked out the Academy already, it's got all my fucking shit in it. Doors close in like 2 hours or some shit to the Academy. But you get all my programs and stuff. But in that, I talk about marketing without social media. And so what you want to do is look at where your sales are currently coming in and see what percent is coming from social media, because a lot of people are stunned at where the sales are coming from. So for me, when I originally looked, I was getting like 20% of my sales, it was 20% of my sales from social media. And that was despite me spending like 80% of my marketing time in that direction. And so I was like, fuck it. I can cop a 20% loss if that's what's going to happen, in order to explore things. If you are currently too reliant on social media, that's totally fine, because then you can work out, okay, how can I start building in some other income streams, some other marketing streams that have nothing to do with social media. It's actually a really wise thing to do, because we have all seen people lose their businesses overnight when their account gets taken down or gets hacked, or for some random reason, right? When you're building your business on social media, you're building it on borrowed land, on rented land that can be just taken from you at a moment's notice. Not the smartest way to go about. What you want to do is have a resource that is 100% owned by you. And so that would be your own website and your own mailing list. So I highly recommend that, even if you're going to stay on social media, cool, but start building up all these other ways of marketing as well. Because I know that everyone's like, oh, marketing on social media is the way to market business. Well, not exactly, because there are thousands of ways to market your business, literally thousands of ways to market your business. And social media is just one of them. All of them are completely optional. And what you might discover is that there are other marketing methods out there that get you far more results in far less time and at a much smaller expense. So I'm always talking to business owners, and they're like, well, how are things going? They're like, well, not great. So I think I'll like post on social media more. I'm like, well, have you thought about some other marketing methods here that might get you way bigger results way more quickly? And it's like everyone's just had a complete lobotomy about the fact that you can market in other ways. So for example, like I always talk about this, a friend of mine was starting a hairdressing business and we had that conversation. I was like, how's business? Slow. What are you going to do about it? Post more on social media. How's that going for you? It's slow. I was like, why don't you do a fucking flyer drop for all your the people that live in your area and all of the people who work in your area, because she was an industrial estate, and be like, hey, I'm your new neighbor, $20 off your first haircut. Come on in. And she did that and was fully booked within 2 weeks, and so many of them became repeat customers. So often just very simple, back to basics ways of marketing can get you a huge amount of results where social media won't. Okay. Jackie says, I've got a question writing a book about pelvic mesh. I've been approached by another lady who's been impacted. Who's going to read this book? Anybody? I don't know. Tens of thousands of women have been impacted worldwide. Should we self-publish? Yes, it's a great idea. And of course, people are going to be absolutely hungry for that information. And I always say it's a great idea to self-publish. Like there's some small reasons where you might want to publish in terms of getting like you could potentially have a slightly bigger reach, but that's not necessarily the case for me. I've published and I've self-published, and my preference is almost always to self-publish for myself and for others, because you can earn more money. You can really take it in some amazing directions. And if you decide to get a publishing deal down the track, great. But you can still use a self-published book in publishing as well. So self-publishing is fucking awesome. And that's a topic that's so important to so many people and also just not spoken about enough. So of course people would want that. That'd be fucking great. Yes. Sarah says, how do you keep your focus to complete a project? So I've talked about this for years, and you can search for my free ebook about this, the Guide to Riding Wild Donkeys. And the whole philosophy for me is that if you give me a year to write a book, I will not write that book. If you say to me, you need to write a book in a month, I'll say, okay. I'll just throw everything at it. And so if you start looking at projects as ones to complete in a shorter period of time instead of a longer period of time, and giving yourself those short, sharp challenges. If you think of like a creative idea or a project as like a donkey that comes into your paddock, a wild donkey, and your job is just to ride it until it's done, and then we'll set it free into the world, right? And if you ride it in the shortest period of time possible, there's a whole bunch of benefit in that, because it's far more likely that it will get done. And you're going to learn a whole bunch of experiences along the way. And the big thing is, when you finish a project, you get a massive dopamine surge, a massive surge in energy. You don't have less energy for doing something. You have more energy. So if you want to create more, give yourself shorter deadlines, get it out there, and then you'll be like, oh, fuck yeah, what's next? Get it done and get it out there. It's an amazing thing. Tash says, oh, if she does, I'll hire her too. Right. Let's screenshot that. Send it to Tam. Tam's so fucking smart, and so whatever she turns her hand to, she's just brilliant at. So I was like, if you could. Okay. If you were a dinosaur, what would you be called? Obviously a Leoniosaurus. And I think I would look like a Triceratops, but a really, really cute Triceratops, with rainbows, and then on my little tips, they would be glitter. And I'd be somehow cuddly. Yes. Christy says, so nice to see your face. I love your background so far. Thank you so much. I did this one this year, and there's a company called Anyvu, Anyvoo. I am not that you're not my sponsor by any means. I bought this fucking thing. I paid for the fucking shipping. I paid for everything. And it's awesome. It's like fabric. It's soft fabric and a frame that can get pulled down, and it has like its own little stand and stuff. And it's got two sides to it. So I've got kind of like this soft bluey color, watercolory one, but of course rainbow. That's so much more my style. Kenzie says, how the actual fuck do I figure out where to start? People love me too, but how do I really figure out how to sell something that's my personality? Oh, good question. I am going to put into the academy because people keep asking me this question, and I have a whole bunch of things to share about it. I'm going to write it down now. We're going to do like, what the fuck do I do course? That's what I'm going to call it. If I had a pen at work, that'd be amazing. What the fuck do I do course? Do I do course academy? I'm sure I sent myself an email about it, but I'm in launch phase, guys. Shit, who knows what the fuck I've managed to email myself or not. But okay, in terms of what do you want to do, like write a list of all the things that you know a little bit about, more than, you know, a little bit more than the average person or the person that knows nothing about that topic. Write a list about like, what are the things that people ask you about the most? What are the things that you get absolutely obsessed by and you could just spend the next year talking about? Those are really good indicators of places where you could start exploring products to sell. I am. Thank you for recognizing that. I really am so rad. Jamie says, thank you for giving us a whole new image of donkeys and zebras. I know, and they're like my favorites. For those who don't know what zebra, like why zebras are so important, right? Is so often I get people say to me, Leonie, why are you so confident? Like how you seem quite at ease in your body. You seem to quite enjoy being you. Why? And my response is always like, why the fuck wouldn't I be? It makes zero sense for me to not enjoy what I am and what I've been given and what I've been born as. Like, I don't think I am a mistake. I don't think I'm born to be anything but what I am, and I just get to enjoy what I am. Just in the same way, like we are a fucking mammal, guys. And like, if you ever give birth, that is the point in time when you recognize just how much of a fucking mammal you are, because we are still an animal at heart. And if you look at all of our mammal cousins, right, you look at a fucking zebra. A zebra is not out there in the paddock or the field going, oh, if I just had slightly different stripes, then I would be okay. Then I would be worthy. Then I would be a lovable. Like, it does not spend its day fixating on what it could be. Instead, it's just like, I'm a fucking zebra. Look at me go. Watch my legs. Watch them go. Watch me eat grass in the sun. This is fucking delicious. Like, yeah, fuck yeah. I am not being eaten by a lion right now. This is the greatest ever. So I live my life like a fucking zebra. I'm like, look at me go. Look at that sunshine. Look at that rain. Isn't that beautiful? I am so lucky. And a lion is currently not mauling me. What a treat. What a fucking treat, guys. So I don't believe I should be anything but what I am, because it's illogical. And I just don't believe we're made to think that. And I don't think we were born to spend the rest of our days wondering why we aren't, you know, something else. Like, I genuinely believe from a natural level, we are born just to experience ourselves and all of this and enjoy it for what we can. And that doesn't mean that I have like the perfect body. No, I got wonkiness. I have hypermobility, so my bones dislocate. I have one boobie that's like so much bigger and droopier than the other. Is it meant to be anything but what it is? No. That's how it was made, and therefore perfect. Mwah, dreamy. I get to just enjoy the creation that I have. Christy says, I bet shorter deadlines would work better for me. Fuck yeah, they would, babes. Fuck yeah, they would. Like, I wanted to write a romance novel during lockdown. I was fucking bored. But if you gave me 3 months to write a book, that's not going to happen. So I gave myself a week. And I had the best time. You know what the thing is? That people always think that writing books is going to take forever. No, it actually takes a lot of time to think about writing a book. It actually doesn't take that much time to write a book. Like, and also in that 7 days of me writing a book, it was not me like, you know, from sunrise to midnight, writing. No, do a couple of hours and then you get the fuck out and go do something else. It's so good. Shorter deadlines are the fucking bomb. And if you want, if you are somebody who wants to write a book, check out my book, my course, 40 Days to Finish Your Book. I have had literally thousands of people go through that course now, and thousands of them who have managed to finish their books in that time. It's fucking amazing. And you get it all in the academy as well. You get all of my fucking courses in the academy for under $100. Doors close in like fuck all time. Hang on, let me put up a little thing. If you haven't checked it out, leoniedawson.com/academy. Where the fuck have you been? I have been talking about this fucking thing for just days, an eternity now. You get like $5,000 worth of my courses and workbooks and templates and coaching and guest experts and all the fucking things. For under $100, it is the deal of the fucking century, guys. You no longer have to go into credit card debt to get the support you need in your business. You can just get this one. It's like easy peasy. Okay. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was answering questions. Jody says, how do I move from all one-to-one to more in-person group and online offerings? I get caught up on letting people down. You're not letting people down. You're like letting them experience different ways of working with you, which is super exciting. So if you haven't already, 40 Days to Create and Sell Your e-course. It's another program of mine. I teach you exactly how to get a program brainstormed and written and all the tech parts and then selling the fucking thing. And oh my God, you guessed it. It comes in the academy as well for under $100 a year. I'm so tired of talking about just how much you get for under $100. I think genuinely can't understand why anyone would not have the academy at this point. It's so fucking good. So in terms of like weaning into another direction, what you have to understand is that not everybody wants to do one-to-one work. Like for me personally, I don't really do one-to-one work, as in like I don't offer it, and I also don't take it really, because I much prefer to learn in e-courses. I want to learn in my own time. I want to take my sweet time to do it. I want to be laying in bed, playing in my art journal while I do it all. I don't want to talk to somebody on the phone. I don't want to add shit into my calendar. So online offerings are fucking great for a really large percent of your audience. So you're not letting people down. You're giving them a way to access you in a whole other level, and you're opening it up to people who need what you have to teach, but currently one-to-one's just not accessible for them, for a variety of reasons. And it's not just money, but it's also about like lifestyle and learning, how they want to learn as well, and their calendar, all that kind of stuff. And also recognize that people can often learn better in groups as well. So you're not letting anyone down. You're letting people down by not offering those different kinds of opportunities, Okay, Rowan says, any tips for knowing which ideas and projects are worth pursuing? For example, I have ideas for painting courses, but I have ideas for like 100 different painting courses. Which one to start with? I get so confused that I use it as an excuse to do nothing. This is a great question. So I'm sure there's a lot of you out here right now who are struggling with the same thing. You've got a whole bunch of ideas for books or courses or whatever that you want to offer. So I want you to get out a piece of paper right now. This is a technique I have used on literally thousands of people, and it is a no fail. Okay, so get out a piece of paper, and I am going to give you 1 minute now to just write down as many ideas as you have. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer for right now. I'm not even joking. So everyone who's got ideas, get out a piece of paper or get out of like your little text app on your phone and just start typing. Start typing your ideas. I'm going to make a song while you do this so that you feel encouraged. Bum, ba-da, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Write faster. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Write faster. Bum, 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 bum. Write faster. Bum, 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 bum. You need to write faster. All right. Neat, neat, neat. Time's up. Okay. So here is how we're going to choose what one that you do first. Once you get your piece of paper, your pen, and I want you to circle the one that's at the top of the list. And that's the one that you produce first. Because the one that you write down first is the one that's front of mind. It's the one that you've probably been thinking about for the longest. It's the one that you've been talking about. It's the one that feels like the lowest hanging fruit currently. So you take that and you do that and you release it into the world and you market it. And when you've finished marketing that one and you've made some money from it, then you get to move on to number 2. And then you do that whole cycle again, and then you move on to number 3. And you will have at some point 100 different painting courses, and they're all going to be making you money, and that's exciting. But you just start with fucking one. You just start with one. And you should start with the one that's at the top of your list. Problem solved. Problem solved. Okay. Denise says, great exercise. I have my topic. Ta-da! So easy, right? So easy. Okay. Andrea says, what are top ways you suggest for creating a larger audience? Easy. Look at the people you already have and ask yourself how you can serve them better. How can you help them even more? How can you make it so irresistible that they want to tell other people about you? How can you think about where, like how can you get every single one of the people in your current audience to become so obsessed by you that they can't help but talk about you to other people? And you can incentivize that as well with like an affiliate program or, a recommend a friend, or if you like get, a friend to join, then you get this. Like there's so many ways you can incentivize that as well. And I think it's a really good place to start as well, because when you think about helping the people you already have, and that's in like your free content as well, then you're helping your target market and you're creating something that's so amazing that, of course, it's going to attract a larger audience. Again, be strategic about it. Get people onto your mailing list. Make sure that you're marketing well. Make sure that you've got a great sales page, a launch process, all that good stuff. But it really starts with, how can I turn up and serve the people I have? Melanie says the Academy is next level amazing. So grateful for your generosity. Oh, my love. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. And babes, it is only the beginning. The plans I have for that fucking place. Even now, like I'm instituting all these plans that I've had in the last week. So we've got 12 guest teachers in. And so there's a new workshop every single month on a different topic. We've got the business basics workshops that are happening every single month, like create your own, create a lead magnet, get your website done, get a newsletter happening, all that kind of stuff. And then we've also got the business resources and templates that are coming out. But even like with those things that I've only just brought out in the last week, I have got so much more planned as well. Like I just want to make it the most delicious rainbow cornucopia of support for under $100 a year, guys. Like everything that you need in order to grow your business. And I've had so many people like email who are members who are just like, oh, I cannot believe you've just like given us all of this. That means I get to like cancel all my other business subscriptions because I don't need them anymore because of what you're offering. Like, fuck yeah. All for one handy dandy price. Diane says, I'm so glad the Academy is back. Me too. It's just home, you know? It is home. Charlene says, if you were starting new, no community or list, how would you start building? I would write down a list of all the places where people are currently hanging out. And then I would brainstorm all the different ways that I could get in front of them using the skills that I have. And that could be with joint ventures, affiliate relationships, being guest teachers, doing podcasting, creating free content, search engine optimization, all the fucking things. But thinking about it in a way that's like, what are you absolutely fucking adore doing? And what are you great at doing? And building on those skills. Tammy says, I'm starting over after a 30-year career. I want to use my passion for writing as a jumping off point for something new. A blog intrigues me. Any tips for setting one up if I want to cover various topics rather than choosing a niche and ultimately monetizing it? Yes, I do. Also, I so remember that beautiful live round we did of 40 days to finish your book that you did. And then you and Josh Weed became writing partners, and you know, because you had like a similar background as well, and it was just so fucking beautiful and so potent. It just makes me so happy. I just love the community that we can create together. So yeah, totally a blog. Of course, using something like what's the name of that website? The one that everyone's using, you know, like subscription stuff. It's not Medium, Substack. There we go. Not saying that that's necessarily like the way you have to go. I'm just like always fascinated to see like these different growth areas and like, you know, the next evolution of these things. So I have never niched, but I don't niche in anything, much less blogs. I'm always just like, right, what can I turn up and share about? What can I create? And I think it's a beautiful time to start a blog. It's always been a beautiful time to start a blog because it's a asset that you get to keep the rest of your life. I still have fucking like some of my top performing blog posts I wrote in 2012. 2012, and I still get thousands of visits. My friend Biddy Tarot, Bridget, like millions and millions of hits on her website every single month just from her blog and talking about tarot because she just was obsessed by it. It's so fucking amazing. So I don't think niching has to happen. Like, I think you can just share out of all the things that you do and all of the interests. And also once it's live, please let me know because I'll totally fucking subscribe to your blog. That'll be so great. Carla says, this may be noted somewhere, but will the Academy get offered each year too? It says $99 a year. Is it a renewal next year? Will you be continuing it or offering it next year? Yes, I'm absolutely going to be continuing offering it next year. It is a renewal. We usually have about 80% of people at least renew and stay in it forever for as long as they fucking can because they get so much value out of it, which is exciting. But if you decide that it's not for you, that's totally fine. You just cancel the subscription as well. It's no big deal. It's just once a year, $99. And yes, I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. Tammy says, if you want to write a book, signing up to the Academy for that course alone is totally worth it. Oh, thank you. Tammy did 40 days to finish your book. And it's such a fucking potent program. It's just such a blessing. Tamidi says, I joined your Academy. I am loving it. Best $99 I've ever invested in. Oh, Queen, thank you. I'm honored. And that's exactly how I want it to be for every single person. Best $99 they've ever fucking spent in their lives. And guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the URL, leoniedawson.com/academy. I think we're under 2 hours now before I'm closing enrollments. Okay. Next question. Laurie says, is there anything that can be done about a negative book review? I have a recently published book with 8 5-star reviews that include write-ups, and some asshole went in and clicked on 1 star for one reason. Do I just blow it off or can I challenge it? Just blow it off. It's totally fine. Do not do a Lucy Bloom, guys. Do not do a Lucy Bloom if you are not on BookTok like I am. Lucy Bloom is an Australian author who on Instagram, a book reviewer did a totally fair and honest review about one of her novels, and she said really good things about it, but then she talked about some of the things that she didn't like as well. And Lucy went hammer and tong after her and was saying, it's flawed, you've misunderstood the book, and it was just bizarre. And then kept on trolling her across multiple platforms. And the whole thing's kind of gone viral now about this just author just losing it over just one person's review. Do not. Babes, I have I'm sure I've had plenty of 1-star reviews. I don't read my reviews. I don't read my reviews on Amazon. I also don't read the comments on YouTube. I am listening to everyone's comments on here, but just on a normal videos, I usually don't, because randos on the internet are going to say shit or have a different opinion, and that's totally fine. So you just keep on keeping on, and you also don't even know if they've accidentally pressed it or not. I will tell you a funny story, because this is how stupid people can be. And when I say people, I mean me. Okay, so for years, I read a lot of trash on my Kindle. And so when you get to the end of a book on Kindle, and I'll say how many numbers to give, and then I would just put in my numbers, right? Thinking, cool. Hopefully it'll tell the algorithm what books I enjoyed and what I get, what I don't. Until one fateful day, 4 years in, I went on to Goodreads and discovered that my author profile on Goodreads, aka the Leonie Dawson, the best-selling author Goodreads profile, it actually listed all of the books that I'd read for those 4 years and the ratings that I'd give them as well. And that's fine and everything, except for the fact that I read so much fucking erotic trash. It's not even funny. And I love reading gay erotic trash. And so no shit, the things that were coming up on my public profile as professional Leonie Dawson, the author, had read was such literary titles as Topping the Jock. So not only that, but I had a lot of people following me on Goodreads. And one little thing on Goodreads that you can do is that, you can get automatic updates and emails when your favorite authors on Goodreads read and star another book. So people I was sitting there reading just this absolute fucking trash, which I love with all my heart. And I'd be like, it was a jolly good read. Go to sleep. Meanwhile, ping, 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 all across the planet, fans of mine are getting little emails telling them exactly what I've read. When I tell you, I wanted to fucking die that day. There you go. So I asked Goodreads to unsync my Kindle account, my personal Kindle account, from my public Goodreads author profile. So what I'm trying to say to you is that nobody knows what they're doing online. Okay. When you are a guest speaker at another organization's conference or summit, how do you expand the value for your own business, whether this be through networking, content marketing, or other ways? Now, you'd have to check with the organizer to make sure that it is, like if they've got any rules about it. Sometimes you can sell from the stage and be like, well, if you want more information about this, I do have this program for, blah, 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 blah. You can, for a special deal today, you can get it for this price. Yeah. You go here, either a URL or come see me in order to sign up now. So you can sell from the stage. Or you could say, I have put all of this together into a workbook for you or a companion thing, and you go to this URL in order to download it now, or give them a QR code or what the fuck ever. Or you could have a companion workbook in like the goodie bag or whatever. So for example, I am talking at the Heart-Centered Business Conference in May. Tash Corbin runs it. Tash Corbin's watching this video now because we like to stalk each other in our spare time. And she's got some great rules around like what her conference allows. And we don't sell from the stage at that conference. It's just all about value giving, but we can have a table there to sell like shit as well. And we can also give workbooks and add things to the gift bag as well. That's high content, like high quality. So start brainstorming ways that you can like bring people further into your sphere so that it's not just like a one night stand. Christy says, what do you suggest if you're just beginning with just a few followers, social media, and no mailing list? Yeah. Okay, so you need to think about who your people are, what they need help with, and what you could create for free that would help them. And that's going to be like lead magnets are really, really useful to start solidifying the mailing list process. If you're in the academy, make sure that you are doing the business basics workshops that we're doing every single month, starting this month in April. That will really be helpful as well. But your most important job every single day is to turn up, to create and share and help. That's your job. Okay. Andrea says, I'm excited to start Sales Star in the Academy. Will that help with audience building too? Thank you. Absolutely. Now, if you guys have just joined the Academy and you're not sure where to start, I would recommend starting with the Sales Star program because that's like the essential building block. That is going to help you learn how to market and write sales pages and write social media content and write emails and newsletters. And even if you've got like an in-person business, a local business, how to write shit out the front of your store to make people come the fuck inside. If you're doing any paid advertising, all of this is really potent and really useful. So yes, it is absolutely going to help you with audience building, and it's also going to help you significantly with increasing your income as well. Jill says, is the sign up on your regular site? Yes, it is. leoniedawson.com/academy. We're under 2 hours now. FYI. Okay. Somebody says, can you add the link to the chat? Sure. Let me put it in here. www. Hope it shows up for you, whichever platform you're using. I'm using StreamYard, which is awesome. It means that you, Tash Corbin, show me how to use this. And I'm a big fucking copycat. But it means that you can stream across like multiple platforms all at once, which is super fun. So I'm on like live on YouTube and in a Facebook group and on a Facebook profile all at once. And I get to see everyone's comments coming in, which is so fucking great. Okay. Mel says, fucking bargain. I know. I genuinely do not know how you can get a bigger bargain than the Academy. It's 98% off the value of shit, guys. Like, honestly, I don't, like, carry on. So exciting, so grateful. Me too. Love you. Brand new to your world. I'm already just floored at how amazing the Academy is. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. Welcome to my world. It's a joy to have you here, and buckle in because we are going to be besties forever now. As my accountant always says, like, Leonie, your people don't stick around for months. They don't even stick around for years. They stick around for decades, and it's fucking true. I started selling in 2002, and I am still friends and customers. Like I still have clients from 2002. People that I've known since then. Okay, any advice on balancing the fear of quitting a day job and practical knowledge I need to have savings first with the buzz and excitement of knowing that for my own sanity, I need to launch my ideas ASAP. Okay, this is possibly an unpopular opinion in the online business world, but it is the only advice that I do have. My advice is don't quit your business. Don't quit your job. Use it as the one that it is the early investor in your business. So for me, I started selling online in 2002. I started blogging in 2004. I was selling at markets. I was selling, I was blogging. I was selling on Etsy. I was doing life coaching. I was doing retreats. I was teaching creative workshops. I was doing all the fucking things. And I was also working for the Australian government at the same time. And I'm so grateful because it was like, I didn't have to worry about how the fuck am I going to pay for my mortgage or pay rent because I have this job, and I could still learn skills at that job as well, and I could have a great time with it. So of course that's not going to work if you're in like a totally like soul-sucking fucking awful job that leaves you completely fucked and depleted every single day. That's not going to work. So I always recommend trying to find a easier job that is less taxing on you physically and emotionally wherever possible, so that you do have a little bit of juju left in your system for later. And then you use the hours outside of work to grow your business. And as my business grew, then I would reduce my work hours. So I went down to 4 days a week. And then eventually I went down to 3 days a week before I ended up quitting completely. But I didn't quit completely until 2010. And by that point, I had built a 6-figure business. And the enormous blessing out of this as well is that I did not put myself in financial stress, and I did not I didn't freak myself out, because the thing is, like, when you're just like, right, okay, genius brain, make a business now, you are putting yourself in like survival mode, and like, how the fuck am I going to make this happen? And this sort of like the it's like a dinosaur's about to eat you, and all of the brain activity pulls back down into your lizard brain, into your amygdala, because you're just in flight and fight response. Whereas if you can keep your like basic needs met for survival, being able to pay rent, you can still access this other part of the brain for you to be able to grow your business. And the massive blessing out of this is that, I always talk about the fact that I build my business in 10 hours a week, because I've never had the luxury of having full-time hours in my business. I was either working full-time for the Australian government, and then slowly reduced my hours down. And then I didn't leave until I had a baby. And then babies take a lot of time. So, and then like I've just kept building from there. I've brought in over $13 million now. I still have not worked a full-time week in my business. And I think it's just an absolute misconception that you need to have full-time hours in your business in order to make traction. It's just not true. And it can make you that much more smarter and strategic about growing your business. So if you're in the academy, make sure you use work less, earn more. That takes you through exactly how to reduce your hours while still making major bank. And know that you can still build your business on the side while having a job. I think jobs are fucking great, and they can be such an awesome investor. Steph says, I feel like I've got a million half-formed creative business ideas, but they feel flimsy. I know I have something to give, but I have no idea how to crystallize that value. Where should I start? I would recommend starting in that same place that we did just before. Like, where do I start? Just write down a list and then circle the top one, and then just start with that. Here's the thing, like, I want you to know, like, I have tried out dozens and dozens and dozens of things, and you only work out what works by doing the fucking thing. So give yourself permission to experiment and try it out, because you're going to find something that works really, really well for you. And then you're going to find things that also don't work super well for you. But the only way you find out is by doing the fucking thing. And guess what? It's actually way more fun to do the fucking thing than it is to talk about doing the fucking thing or just dream about doing the fucking thing. Mel says, I wrote my children's book in an evening and I love it. Exactly, right? And yet people talk about writing a children's book for fucking years. Guys, do me a favor and just do the fucking things that you're talking about instead of talking about doing the fucking things. Would love to hear your ideas on two things, okay? One, how to get women to book into my retreat. The early bird closes tonight. I've sent out emails and posted on social media. 2, managing fear of it flopping as it's my first. I've run workshops for years. I'm super excited about doing it as a retreat. I'm super nervous about it not working out. Thank you. Okay, so you've done the things. Now, I want you to know if it flops, it's fine. Like we all have things flop. It's no big deal. And it doesn't mean it's not the indicator of whether you're going to be successful for the rest of your life or not. Like, I still have shit that flops and flops hard. And you only get to find that out by doing the fucking thing. But to give yourself less chance of flopping hard, the sales page is by far, it is like the thing that gets you, that it's like the 80% of sales comes purely from how well you've done your sales page. Seriously. And I know that feels like a lot of pressure, but it's the truth. So if you're in the academy or if you're not, make sure you take the Sales Star program, because that will teach you how to write and do a sales page in a way that actually converts people in the most, in the best way possible. And I've had so many people take that course now, they implement it and they're just like, oh, holy shit. Everything works so much better in my business now. I get so many more signups. I even get people like going onto my mailing list in huger numbers now, just because I know how to write in a way that makes people do the fucking thing I want them to do. That's what copywriting is. So flops are fine. And it's just like, okay, if it flops, then work out where the weak point is in your net and fix that. No biggie. Laurie says, I joined the academy in December, and though I haven't gotten through everything, it's great so far. Oh, babes, you're never going to be able to get through everything because there's so much in there. Just use what you need for your business for right now and keep on growing. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Okay. Laurie says, haha, I read junk too. No shame in it, especially when I read 100% technical stuff for my corporate job. Exactly right. Reading erotica and reading romance is fucking awesome. It's the best fun ever. I just wasn't prepared for it to be so publicly available knowledge of exactly the kind of trash I was reading. But you know what? Maybe that's just me slut-shaming myself, and maybe I just need to be out and proud. Okay. Scarlett says, this is good advice. I'm an indie author who's published several novels. Reviews are for readers and not for authors. Keep learning your craft. Write your next book. Sometimes a book will hit and sometimes it won't. Keep writing. That is perfect advice. Jody says, how do you extend your online audience to international? I actually don't know the answer to this necessarily. No, I probably do know the answer. Okay. All right. So I do have a very international audience. About 60% of my audience is American. About 20% is UK, parts of Europe, and then Australia and New Zealand are my final 20%. We've sold in, I think, 180 countries now with the workbooks, but that's kind of where it tends to, English-speaking nations are the big outliers for me, obviously. But in terms of whether you want to intentionally move to international, then of course you write that same list. I always talk about the 2-page marketing plan. Where are your people all hanging out? And AKA, where's the people that you like you want to target America next, right? To move into that market, or UK, or wherever. Okay, where, like, who are the big influencers in that area? What are they already doing in that area? How can you joint venture with them? How can you collaborate? How can you be an affiliate, or they be an affiliate for you? How can you start appearing on podcasts there? How can you start like appearing in search engine results for that area? How can you kind of infiltrate that region, basically? Misty says, I literally spit my wine out over that story. P.S. Thanks for the $99 price, Princess, for all the stuff. Sweet. You're so welcome. And my assistant Zeta she's been working for me like 5 years now. We haven't met each other in person. Yeah, we live in the same country. Yeah, we probably could meet each other, but we're both homebodies. We're fine. We just text each other stupid shit. But like, she knows now that everything possible that could be content often becomes content. And so when I was like having a meltdown over the Goodreads, she was like, yeah, but this is going to make an amazing podcast episode, isn't it? This is like so embarrassing and mortifying. People are going to fucking love it. Oh my God. And then, bless her, I'm trained her so well. No, she's untamable. Zeta, if you're listening to this, I've never trained you. You are a wild stallion and you do everything you want. Zeta's also a bit of a rebel. So I would never assume to have any kind of persuasion over that. But we had a bit of a disagreement, a kerfuffle earlier this year. And but we dealt with it amazingly well, like, I have to say, like, and I was super anxious about having to have like a conflict with her. But we did it so fucking well. And she said to me afterwards, hey, did you want to book in to do a podcast episode about how to deal with conflict in business? And I was like, yes, I do. How did you know? She's like, everything's content. I'm like, queen, yes. Oh my God. Charlene says, let me go check that my Kindle's not linked to anything. Ha ha ha. My alpha lichen vampire threesome books may not work for everyone. Yes, exactly. We embrace our inner king. We're just not quite sure about putting it on our public Goodreads author profile. Golly. Ian says, good morning from all the way over in the Netherlands, where it's stupid early but perfectly on time according to baby. Babies are like shit at reading the clock, aren't they? Tammy says, I absolutely adore all your graphic content. What tech and or program do you use for creation? Oh, I love talking about creative stuff. How did you know? For like all of this stuff, I use Procreate, which is an app on the iPad. It's about $10, but it's not a subscription. It's just a one-off thing. And I highly recommend it. It is what like most professional illustrators use. And you don't need to buy all the brushes or anything like in there. Just use what's in there. I fucking love it. So on the iPad, I have an iPad and an iPad pencil, iPen, whatever the fuck it is, those white fucking things. I don't want to say here, like, I have bought other like off-brand styluses before, and they are fucking shit in comparison. Even a Wacom tablet's fucking shit in comparison to just a basic bitch iPad with the iPencil thing. So highly recommend it. I did, like, when I fell in love with it, I got obsessed, and then I was like, oh, you know what I am going to buy? I'm going to buy the iPad Pro, the really big one with the iPencil 2 or something, the more upmarket model. And this is embarrassing to say, but I didn't like it because of the size. Even though I intentionally bought it as a bigger size. So I am back to just using my basic bitch iPad with the basic bitch iPencil and my 9-year-old uses the very expensive iPad instead for her endless drawings of dogs taking shits. Okay, so we all make mistakes here. Now, so that's all like the hand-drawn elements and stuff like that. When it comes to like collaging it together with photos or whatever or like making sales pages, then usually I use Canva as well to use those elements that I've created in my iPad and turning them into shit. So Canva's awesome. I used to use Photoshop a lot, but I can almost get away with not using Photoshop at all now and just using Canva. Canva's an absolute disruptor in the graphic design industry. And I want the Academy to be just as much of a disruptor as Canva is. It'll be so fucking cool. TJ says, I signed up yesterday. I already dived right into the book writing part, which is my next move. Wee wee. I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. And I love your little cowboy emoji there as well, because it's like you're riding a wild donkey. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Tammy says, if you're on the fence about the Academy, ask those of us who joined years ago just how insanely of a great deal you're getting and signing up. Fuck yeah. So I actually started the Academy in like 2010, ran it for like 9 years and then took a hiatus for a few years and now it's back. And I'm offering it at like the very original price of it. So I started the Academy at $99 a year. And as more and more got built to it, I just kept on, like the price went up to $197 and $497, I think $1,000 a year at one point. Currently the Academy is a $99 a year. It's fucking amazing. Ayelet says, how to move business from the Middle East to a different country where they speak a different language. Yeah, I mean, obviously get literate in the other language. Yeah, you may also, if you're like moving your entire business, not just like expanding it, but if you're moving and it's like absolutely mission critical that you make it, you may also need to like look into some kind of like information about like different customs in different cultures and stuff like that, to help integrate, like, because I'm sure like if I moved my whole entire business to Japan and Japan only or another country, there's things that I'm going to have to do differently in order to acclimate to that culture, and I may need to stop being such a fucking swear bear. Okay. Facebook, I've got a circle, OG vibes, OG prices, which is wild. They only love this, love you, and love the Academy. Oh, bless you. When the Academy originally began in 2010, which is a long time ago, it was called the Goddess Circle and then went on to be called the Academy, and people signed up at the $9 rate. And I had people genuinely sign up the first day I opened, September 1st, 2010, and they kept their membership the whole way through, like for 9 years until I closed it. And then as soon as I opened it again, they're all like, fuck yeah, I am in. Because somebody said like to me once, they're like, I feel like a two-legged stool when I don't have the Academy and I'm trying to run a business. And that just makes me so happy. Kelly says, catching up on emails. I'd got on your email list from Lizzie's Christmas party. Thankfully, I saw this when I did. I just signed up for the Academy. I can't wait to get started. 3 hours later, I would have missed it. Mate, like I am like, when it comes to like seeing people who are like so close to missing out. I'm like, babes, why does everyone wait until last minute? Seriously, 50% of our sales have come in the last day, doubled. And I know that there's so many more who are thinking about it. I'm like, no, you can't think about it anymore. Like, you don't tell you guys. The count is for a reason. We've got like an hour and a half left. I'm going to cry. The tension's too much for me. International Client Concierge says, so awesome to see you. I've been following you for years. I'm in your Academy and doing my getting off social media worksheets. Brilliant. That makes me so happy. And this is the thing, like when I talk about like people getting off social media, go do the worksheets in that course first, because it's going to help you craft a really good plan to help you do it in a kind of a much more risk-free and strategic way. Life experience has 80% of the content. The rest is writing, designing the cover, and heading into publishing. I don't know what. Oh, no, you're talking about your book. I was trying to work out whether it was a question. Okay. I love that I found you yesterday. Thank you for whoever or however I got so lucky to watch you live yesterday and join. Became an affiliate today. Watched affiliate start and shared. I've got 9 clicks already. Oh, I'm thrilled for you. And yeah, like I've got so many people who are affiliates just going, this is the easiest fucking sell ever. Thanks, Leonie. You're welcome. And there are people battling it out for like #1 affiliate position as well. We have a bunch of prizes for people for this launch as well. So fun. If you're not an affiliate, oh, look at me. I think I've even got, it's hard to be an affiliate and share about my work and get a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money. Okay. Moana says, I'm multi-passionate. I don't want to niche into one. I'm stuck on how to pull it all together on one website, socials, message, as it goes against everything I've previously done in business. My overarching goal is to help others create a life they love, start over at any age, biz, relationships, parenting, health. Help. Yeah, do that. Sounds all great. Put your website up. Fucking great. But you get to choose like one thing that you start selling now. So choose the one that you're most passionate about, and then you can add the other ones in later. No biggie. I'm definitely in the academy. We'll check out Sales Star next. A really good plan. Carla says, what do you suggest for working through imposter syndrome? Sometimes something I get the sense that you don't experience at all. Yeah, look, mostly correct on that space. Here's the thing about imposter syndrome. I'm always saying this because it's always true, but the people that experience imposter syndrome the most are women, Black, Indigenous, people of color, LGBTQIA+. I have talked too much this week. The queer community, people with disabilities, the Black community, just all the diverse communities, they're the ones that experience imposter syndrome. Have you ever heard a straight white dude named Chad speak? They're not experiencing imposter syndrome. They're like, how can I conquer the world? Because everyone's still listening to me talk on my podcast for 3 fucking hours. Like, they've got no imposter syndrome. So therefore, we know that imposter syndrome is not natural. It's not something that is inborn in us. It is something that comes outside of us from the culture. And it's the culture of the patriarchy. It's the culture of white supremacy. It's a culture of homophobia. It's the culture of all that fucking bullshit. And am I going to genuinely live my life with a voice inside me that belongs to that nonsense? No, that is bullshit. And I just say, fuck all that off. So I am worthy of being myself. I am worthy to step up and share my story and share what I have to offer. And I don't have to spend any time thinking about it, because if straight white dudes don't have to, then I don't have to either. Sharada says, romance books are a huge market because a lot of people read them, me included. Yes. And interestingly, historically, the market exploded for romance books when Kindles came out, because people can no longer see what book you're reading. You can read trash on the train now. Laura says, you have a podcast. I do. It's called Leonie Dawson Refuses to be Categorized. If you are somebody who likes a polished podcast, where there's dot points or scripts being read, you are in the wrong fucking place. If you instead want a podcast where it's just like you're catching up with somebody over tea, and sometimes that's 10 minutes and sometimes that's an hour, that is a podcast for you. And I'm just going to talk a lot of shit. Malia says the $99 has been amazing, and that alone reinvigorated me to work on my shit. Thank you. And red glasses. Thank you so much. I love these fucking glasses. They are from Etnia, Barcelona. ETNIA. There's a kind of independent optometry store here, and they just have just bonkers shit. I want to get these in like sunglasses as well. They also have them like in kind of a squarer frame, and then like bright pink as well, and different colors, and like lime green, and it'd be so cool. Jill says, do you have a course on organizing one's day if they're all over the place? Add no routine. Thanks. I'd recommend going through Get Organized. That will help you build in a little bit more structure. Are you going to do a Procreate class? I get asked about this all the time. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Yep. This is the joy, guys. If you're in the academy, you just get to tell me what you want to see next. And I'm like, yeah. Put it on a sticky note. Add it to the pile. Yes. Jill says, I purchased some of the courses inside and each was almost the cost of the membership. Thank you. Yeah. And some of the courses, like Sales Star, I was selling for $297. And I did it for years before I put it in the academy. And now it's under $100 for that and everything. You get 36 new programs a year. There's dozens of courses and workbooks and everything. It's just awesome. Okay. Swear bear. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Minnie. It did not occur to me be anything but what I am. What's the best way to go about printing handbooks, seminar books, multiples over and over? Look, if you're doing it to sell, you can like do more bulk pricing, but I would just be looking around for a local place and seeing where you can get the most affordable printing. It also depends where you are. Like America's going to have a lot more print services than here in Australia, but sometimes quick copy. Jill says, I had no idea this was happening until I saw the notification of you going live today and Angel's on my side. I also had no idea it was happening until I went live. This is totally unplanned. I want to do more of them though, because they're so much fun. I joined the academy, looking forward to learning from our favorite foul-mouthed unicorn of Creative Goddess. Question, what tech wizardry is bringing us this great live stream? Is it just YouTube? It is not. It is called StreamYard, StreamYard. I fucking love it. It's awesome. You can do it to multiple platforms, and you get these cute little fucking things where you can bring up people talking shit, and you can bring up banners and stuff. Like, I've got my own fucking logo, guys. What will they think of next? Maybe that 50% of sales can be attributed to your kick-ass marketing of don't miss out, etc. emails, which is what got me enrolled. And I don't even want to start a business. What? You rule. Babes, you are going to find so much good shit in there anyway. Honestly, it is a fucking cornucopia of goodness. If you don't even have a business, start with money manifesting in multiple streams of income. You will fucking love it. What was the $10 drawing app again? It is called Procreate. Procreate. And I get that on my iPad, but I'm sure that would have it on Android as well. Okay. I think I've answered all the questions, my queens. There is like an hour and 20 minutes before Academy enrollments close. Can I help any of you all out? Tell me everything. Let me show you my amazing cup. I love Christmas cups. I also love Christmas t-shirts. I just love wearing them not at Christmas time because it's that much funnier. It's that much funnier. But I was disappointed because every year, like Coles or a grocery store brings these out for like $5 and they're jumbo mugs, which is great for herbal tea. But they did not bring it out this year, and I'm starting to bust and get chips on all my old ones. And I'm like, no. So if you guys see at Christmas time large mugs in a grocery store in Australia, can you please let me know so I can go and restock my collection? Malia says Procreate's not on Android, which sucks. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Does anyone know any other Android other solutions for that kind of thing? I do not, because I'm not in Android world. Tammy says, thank you for your generosity of spirit that simply lights up a moment. You're an absolute babes. It's an honor and it's a joy to be here. I feel so lucky. And I'm really grateful. This year, I feel like I've been a little bit in maintenance mode for a while, for a few years. And I think part of it as well is that I kind of had to recover in a lot of ways. I had a large team, and this is like 2016, 2017 or so. And for me personally, it just was so not the right fit, having like 20, 25 plus staff was really not a good fit for my soul. And I also made the mistake of hiring somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. I mean, it's not really my mistake because how was I to know? But it was fucking brutal, guys. So, and that was just a work relationship. And, I've got, if that was in a romantic relationship, it would just be even that much more to heal from, But I kind of feel like having gone through that kind of experience of suckholery, I kind of needed to return back into myself and keep things a little bit smaller in terms of team. Still being able to bring in over $1 million a year, which is fucking amazing, but feel like I'm more just kind of not I didn't feel like I was in, major expansion mode, just to heal from, that kind of burnout and stuff. And I definitely feel like I've healed from that. I'm very grateful for that experience and I've learned so much. And then when the energy came this year, it was like, okay, back on the horse, baby. We're going big. We're going big. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, let's make this happen. That'll be so fun. Okay. Laura says, what would you recommend to start in on the academy for mostly product-based businesses? SalesStar. SalesStar. But only take SalesStar if you want to earn more money. If you don't like earning more money, never take SalesStar. Renee says, I'll keep an eye out for Christmas cups at op shops. Awesome. How's your website going? I'm stalking you. Get your fucking website done. Rowan says, it's bedtime for this lady. So much fun hanging out with you. I'm in the academy. I can't wait to be a part of this. Babes, I'm thrilled to have you part of the academy, and we're going to have so much fun together. If you could tell your past self one thing when you first started your business, what would that be? Yes, all your dreams are totally doable and beyond. Yes, you can make massive miracles happen. And the path to getting there is education, learning from people who've already done it, implementing it in your business, testing, seeing the results, and continuing on. Keep on learning. It's like, honestly, for me, education has been hands down the best return on investment ever. I remember the first online course I bought, and it was $100, and that was back in 2008. And that felt like an absolutely massive amount of money to me at that point. But it was somebody who was teaching on something that I really needed. And I bought the course and I did all the homework and I instituted it into my business and made like $10,000 in the next, few months just from that course. And that was like, it was such a big fucking light bulb moment for me. Like, oh shit, right. If you learn from other people who've already done it, and you institute it, you're going to see massive results. Like if somebody said, hey, give me $100 and I'll give you $10,000, is that a good deal? Well, fucking yes. That's like the potential return on investment when you choose wisely and you also implement the fucking thing. You can't just buy it and then be like, well, this cause I'm just like infiltrate and make changes by osmosis. No, it doesn't work like that. You do actually have to do the fucking homework, you know. You have to do the fucking thing. But it's a pretty good fucking bet. $100 into $10,000. And it's kind of makes me laugh as well because, you know, it's 15 years after that. I'm selling like this massive program for $100 where you get all these courses and workshops. The thing I fucking got for $100, guys, was 6 PDFs, 6 2-page PDFs. And I still made money on it. And there's just so much more in the academy. So, yeah. Okay. I don't have a business yet. Don't know exactly what I can offer like an artist. Where to begin? Writing down, I'm going to put something in the academy on how to work out what you want to do, your business plan, all that kind of stuff. But really write down like all the things that you've thought of offering, all the things that people ask you about, the things that you know a little bit more about, all the things that you want to offer the world, and work out what's like the burning desire for you to start playing and start testing. I promise you guys, you actually don't find out by waiting for longer. You find out by doing the fucking thing and trying it out and seeing what works. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Just move on to the next thing. It's no big deal. Like but you have to try. You actually have to do it and not just think about it. Doing gets you results and teaches you things that thinking never will. Never, ever. Okay. What course from the academy would you recommend for someone just starting out with a print-on-demand business? Sales Star. If you want to make more money, yes, Sales Star. Renee's answering my question about whether she's got her website done or not. I had a ton of malware on it when I wanted to get it done. Spent a few days fixing that. So now I can get back to getting content on it. I follow it or what? Yeah, and visibility stuff out the wazoo. Whatever, internal process you like to use, whether that's tapping or journaling or kinesiology or whatever, do that because there's just such a big block there and it's so obvious. And like, I want you to know, like, you're not special in being obvious, like it's special in having a visibility block. It's just that it's really obvious when I see people having them. And like, I remember Denise Duffield-Thomas, and I'm sure DDT's talked about this publicly, years ago. This is like 10 plus years ago. We've been friends for a long time. She came to a coaching retreat I ran in like 2012. But I'd go on her website and I couldn't find her money boot camp. And I'd be like, babe, where is it? And she'd be like, oh, yeah, there's like a link somewhere to it. But it was like hiding. It was fucking hiding. Like, why are you hiding the one fucking thing that you have to make money, dude? Why? And of course, like, she does not have that visibility block now at all. Like, the woman's just on absolute fire. She's incredible and so well deserved. Like, her causes are brilliant. She's just an awesome human who walks her talk. So yeah, everyone experiences visibility blocks, but you can change it. You can change it. Do any of your courses include audio? They are mostly video. You can listen to the video as audio though. And if you haven't already, make sure you download the Kajabi app on your phone, because then you also have like portable content everywhere. So you can just listen to the videos as audio by just playing it on your Kajabi app. And I like have it on my iPad as well, because I do courses on my iPad. Like, I take courses because I take courses constantly. So yeah, highly recommend that. And I also keep, the login to all of the courses that I'm doing on my Google Chrome browser as well. So I have a little folder right up top. It says education, and then I click on it and it's got all of my places that I can log into to learn from and all the courses I've bought over the years. And I use Dashlane, Dashlane, for password management. So I don't have to remember my login and password for all of the courses or anything like that. I just make it as easy and streamlined as possible for me to be able to learn all the fucking time. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away, guys. Jill says Dashlane for password management. Yes, that's correct. I was using LastPass for many years, but then LastPass had quite a few security issues, and the actual data itself wasn't breached, as in the passwords weren't breached, but I just wasn't happy with how they dealt with it. So I moved over to Dashlane, and I've been really happy with Dashlane, and it's got a really clean and beautiful interface as well. Jody says, Leonie, my LastPass, I struggle and get confused. Babes, what do you struggle with? Tell me everything, my Morani sister. My Morani sister. Jody lives in a small town quite close to my hometown. It's just across the cane fields. Jody says, I'm going to sign up using a third email address right now. Even if you just watch a YouTube tutorial about oh, sorry, you're not from Morani, you're from Marion. I'm sorry. Guys, in one of Australia's dumbest moves, there are two very small towns, like 10 minutes apart. One's called Marion and one's called Morani. The same fucking letters in a different lineup make no sense. They're here to taunt me. Jody says LastPass merges my Kajabi accounts or resets them. Yes. That is an issue on the Kajabi front. When it comes to logging in through your browser, if you log in through your app, you won't have that issue. But because Kajabi is used by so many people, then you end up having these fucking logins, and there's 15 different logins, and it's on the Kajabi page, but it's for different, people's businesses and courses. Drives me fucking wild too. You know what I do? I just take a stab in the dark. I just keep on clicking on all the different emails until one of them works. Were you even using Teachable or always Kajabi? Or you know what I always do as well is it's fuck it, I just forgot the password and just click and reset my password again. Were you ever using Teachable or always Kajabi? Good question. I was just wondering if I could update my Kajabi URL to log in though, because I noticed some people have been able to do that, and that could solve that login problem for people on LastPass and stuff. No, I've never used Teachable. I have used Kajabi since 2018. Before that, I was using Memberium, which is a WordPress plugin. And when I tell you I'd rather fucking die by attack of those vampire threesomes that somebody else was talking about, I'm for realsies. Memberium drove me absolutely fucking spare. So where possible, try not to use a WordPress WordPress plugin for things, because it's just so technical, and there's no user flow. I much prefer using Kajabi. It's been heaps better. So highly recommend that experience. Hi, Facebook user. I love Dashlane. I'll collate all the courses I've bought into one folder. Genius. Oh, that is clever. I haven't checked that out to see how Dashlane works. Aylet says Bitwarden's also great for password management. I did try out Bitwarden. And I had to give up because the sharing potential on it is much, much more limited, because I share so many passwords for accounts with my staff, or my husband, and in Bitwarden, it's like a fucking pain in the cockhole to get it to do anything. And then like sharing, like, because my VA, because she's been with me for so long, I trust her to use my credit card store details, like my business credit card store details, in order to pay for like a business subscription or whatever. So she can just like, it clicks and it fills it out. But yeah, Bitwarden does not have that potential, whereas Dashlane and LastPass definitely do. So if you don't share with anyone, cool. But Dashlane, yeah, I found Bitwarden sucked on that aspect. But it works for you. That's fucking golden. Did you guys want me to take you through what software I use for different things? Would that be useful at this point in time? Or do you have other questions that I can help you with? We have like an hour and 5 minutes before the academy doors close. I wonder if I'm going to last that long. All right, somebody says yes. Sure. Okay. So for my website, I have it on WordPress, specifically using the Divi plugin, Divi. Now, if you want the URL for all of this, go to leoniedawson.com/tools. I put all of them in there, and just in case if you're like, I don't understand her Australian accent when she says that word, leoniedawson.com/tools. So in terms of whether you need to have a WordPress website or not, no, like if I only have it because I've been blogging for so long, and it's the only way that I can import, that I was able to like keep all of my content and import it in. Kajabi doesn't offer like an opportunity to be able to import a lot of that stuff. Oh, it's Leonie Dawson with an E in it. Here we go. Oh, I'll put it in the banner as well. Here we go. I'm so clever. Tools. I am so smart. I can show you the things. So do you need to have WordPress for your website? No. I've got like 2,500 plus blog posts now. So, and I keep them for prosperity, prosperity too, but posterity. Yeah, it's trickier to move that over. I didn't want to fuck up all my search engine optimization that I've worked for all this time. So I'm on WordPress. Doesn't mean that you should be. If you are on WordPress, however, using the Divi theme is great. So I build everything using like their plug and play functionality now. Fucking gold. So Divi's an awesome resource. Now, for emails, sending emails, I use ActiveCampaign. Now, I'm not saying that you need to use ActiveCampaign. I think there's probably better tools, especially when you're starting out. Even if you're not starting out, honestly, I think ActiveCampaign's a bit overpriced and a bit over. I don't think it's as intuitive as some others are out there, but I'm kind of just like, I'm using it because I was on Kajabi's email functionality and their email deliverability just completely fucking bombed. So I had to make a quick decision. I moved up to ActiveCampaign, and I'm not going to move anytime soon. I'm just focusing because I've got so many like fucking integrations set up and like things that would just, be like a 2-week, 3-week full-time project for my assistant for her to move everything over. Shh. Can you hear that? Good. Somebody's turned it off. So if you're starting out with like creating a mailing list and, needing to send emails, I would recommend using something like MailerLite. That's LITE. And there's a few other kind of newer ones out there as well that have got like, they're a simple functionality, but they do the job, Then I use Kajabi for my shopping cart and for storing all of my courses and stuff on. I'm pretty happy with that as a learning management software, like learning management software. I'm not making any changes to that at any point soon. I use StreamYard for doing these streams. I've only started recently using it this year because I wanted to be a little bit more out there in the world. But I've been really happy with it. I think it's really a fun way to do, especially like there's been so many times that I've done Facebook Lives and then the comments take, 5 minutes before they actually come in. And that fucking infuriates me. I use Google suite of products for a whole bunch of things. So we use Gmail for email for our customer support, for Google Drive, so we store our company files, photographs, book designs, website designs, paperwork, etc. I do most of my slideshows and create all my documents using Google products. I have for years. I don't really see me moving off that. In terms of like website hosting, I'm on WP Engine at the moment. We had a security breach at the last place I think we're on. Where the fuck were we on last time? I don't know. I've gone through so many website hosts now, but I've been at WP Engine for quite a while now, and been really happy with them because I got hacked, and that was the way I got hacked was that they went into my website and they managed to build out a whole bunch of like porn pages on my website. So that was embarrassing. And so we like Googled like Leonie Dawson, anything, like all of the URLs that came up were like pages on my website with porn on them. So fucking embarrassing. And my software, like my website host was not super thoughtful and helpful with it. So for me, WP Engine is a good one. It may be too expensive for where you are at currently, or may not be quite what you need. So again, have a little look-see around and see what options are available for you. But I've been happy with WP Engine. For accounting and financial management, I use Xero, Xero. Fucking love it. It's so much better than the other bullshit that I've used previously. I love that it's cloud-based. I love that I can like go and look at all the stats at a moment's notice. I love that my accountant, who lives in like 2 states away from me, can update, and all updates simultaneously. That makes me super happy. I do want to say as well, if you are doing, if you want to create or sell an e-course, I go through all the tech options in the 40 days to create and sell your e-course. So I really recommend going through that, because then I can go through things in a lot more detail and give you options as well, because Kajabi is not the only like teaching e-course option out there, and there might be ones that are a better fit for you for where you are in your business. Canva, we use that for graphic design, for everything in our business. I also did work with a website designer, Soul Stirring Branding, it was called, with Emma. And what she did was put our kind of like brand templates and stuff into Canva directly and set up like the logos and colors, elements and stuff like that. And that was really useful. So if you're ever going to get like a rebrand, I recommend getting them to do that in Canva as well, because then you can kind of recreate stuff in that similar style that your designer has put together for you. Zoom, of course, for e-course and live calls and all that sort of stuff. Procreate's what I use as the iPad app for illustration. I also really love the iPad app GoodNotes, and I think it's like GoodNotes 5 at the moment. And you can take like handwritten notes and sign documents and annotate and study PDFs and that kind of stuff as well. I still do use Adobe Photoshop a little bit for some things that Canva can't do yet, but I think Canva's pretty close to being able to do it all, I reckon, the next couple of updates, and then I'll be able to fuck off Photoshop at last. But I still do use Adobe InDesign when it comes to laying out my books for print. And when I was doing pen and paper drawings, I used Adobe Illustrator to like clean them up a bit as well and like vectorize them and shit like that. But now that I do everything in Procreate, I really don't need to do that. So that worked really well. We also use Calendly in order to screen in like interviewers and then book in interviews. It's really streamlined our booking process. So if anyone wants to interview me on a podcast, totally cool. You just email support@dawson.com. We get you to fill out a form. And it also like puts in a whole bunch of boundaries in there as well, which is nice because I only appear on podcasts that are intersectional and that, you know, are not conspiracy theorist, right-wing nut jobs, basically. Just, I'm going to be the wrong fit for you, dude. If you voted for Trump, we're going to piss each other off on this podcast. So that's awesome. It makes it super easy for us to schedule out our podcast interviews and things like that. When we need to create transcriptions and closed captions for courses and videos and stuff, we usually use Rev. Otter.ai is another good option as well. For our project management software, we use Asana. Now, there's heaps out there, and you really just have to find one that works well for your brain, because I'm just going to type in here for the calendar app. So yeah, using the one that works well for your brain. I don't personally like using project management software to cope with my task schedule. It doesn't work for me. What I do is I create like a printed list of all the tasks that I want to get done, and then I do it in a physical planner. It works best for me that way because I get a little dopamine high every time I get to tick something off physically. But I do have to use Asana to like assign tasks for my assistant so that we can kind of collaborate together. And what I did was I said to my assistant, well, you're the one who's going to be using it the most, so go to a bunch of free trials of project management software, spend like 2 or 3 hours fucking around with them, seeing what one you like the look of, and we'll use that one. She liked Asana, so I use Asana. And then we also use it to create like templates for our launches and stuff like that. Because we took our email campaigns out of Kajabi, we need to have something that allows Kajabi to talk to ActiveCampaign. And so we use a piece of software called Zapier, and it kind of lets software talk to each other and automates it that way, and makes a lot less, it just automates a whole bunch of shit that we need to do. Okay. Tina says, I just signed up. Eek, I need to kick up the bum to get implementing things. Babes, you are in the right place, because if there's one thing that I like, it is bums. And what's one thing I like doing to them? It's kicking it with love and enthusiasm and excitement. What are you using to stream to Facebook and YouTube? I joined your academy this morning, packed full of gold. Oh, thank you. It is StreamYard that I'm using for to do this streaming, and it's the fucking greatest. I'm so thrilled with it. Does the course on book writing include details on how you publish? I found Amazon's self-publishing tools super confusing. More recently decided I do not want to use Amazon anyhow. Yes, it does include information about how to publish as well, and if you want to publish in a different way instead of print on demand, or if you want to so still self-publishing, but in a print model, or looking at a publishing deal. So 40 days to create and 40 days to finish your book takes you through that process as well. Okay. yeah, web hosting as, oh God, it's so infuriating for web hosting. Yeah, that's when I started using the WP engine, when I got the shits with other people. Finn says, I'm brand new. Great to meet you. So nice to meet you too. Oh, we're having so much. It's just so much fucking good fun. Now let me put this tools banner back up and I'll continue taking through some of the other software that I've used. Now, I want you to also know the more software you have does not mean that you're going to be more successful. You do like only use stuff that's actually fucking essential, and don't be afraid to get rid of it at any point in time. So I really regularly do what I preach in Money Manifesting Multiple Streams of Income. We do expenses checks. We have spreadsheets of all the software that we have for my business and personally as well. And if it's just not not what we need, or if we can reduce the cost in any way, we absolutely will. So I prefer fewer tools than more tools, and just use the ones that we have well. But, when we get to a business my size, it's, 7 figures plus with tens of thousands of students every year, then, there is a little bit more complexity involved. Now, something that kind of shits some people, but I don't care because it increases sales. We use something called Trust Pulse, which when people are scrolling on my website, is a little pop-up in the left-hand corner that says, oh, a person from blah, blah just bought this product. A lot of e-commerce websites use it, and it's a bit of social proof to get people to buy. And they're like, oh, they've just purchased. It's not like a dead website. So people get like little notifications from their page. I quite like it for social proof. I also use Opt-in Monster for creating pop-ups, reminder windows, lead magnet forms on my website. It's definitely made an increase to adding new people to my mailing list, increasing sales as well. If you go to leoniedawson.com like right now, you will be able to see a few examples of this at play. So right up the top, there is a banner with how many minutes and seconds are left in order to get the Academy enrollment, before Academy enrollment close soon. There should be like a full pop-up banner telling people that that's happening. And there may even be like a swipe in one as well. Some people are like, oh, I hate pop-ups, but guess what? So many websites use them because they make money. They make a lot of money and they get people to sign up to your list. So I've really liked Opt-in Monster for that. For my assistant, we also use something called Harvest, which is a time tracking app. And so when I give her a task in Asana, she clicks on Harvest to go, oh, I'm going to start on this task now, and it takes me this amount of time to be able to finish it. And that way I can see if a task is going to take like a huge amount of time, and if it's worth me assigning that to her or not. So that's been really useful as well. For my podcast, I was using Anchor to record, host, and share the podcast onto Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the other places. But Anchor has been purchased by Spotify, and so I think it's called like Spotify Podcasters or something now. It's the same service, but it's been renamed. And there's another app as well called Repurpose, which if you've got podcast episodes, you can turn them into videos that automatically post to YouTube as well, just to spread shit a little bit further. I also use something called Mail Timers in order to create an app. No, not an app. All of my countdown timers when I'm doing a sale, so I can put them into my emails to go, hey, we've got this amount of time left. And I also use that same widget on my sales pages, so it's all synced. And having countdown timers in emails can make a big difference in sales. Visionary Writer says, hi, Leonie, I just signed up to your membership, babes, right in time. You've got like 45 minutes left. You have like gone scraping in. Oh, I'm so thrilled you're here. Does Opt-in Monster work with Kajabi hosted pages or just WordPress pages? That is a good question. That is something to Google. I don't know. I haven't used it on a Kajabi hosted page, but surely there'd be some kind of workaround. It just needs some kind of code inserted into it, I'd say. Mr. Danilo said, where did you advertise or maybe not for your VA helpers? I talk about this in the Academy course, How to Hire and Manage a VA. But it's my belief that it is best to hire via recommendation. That's my experience anyway. So you want to ask for recommendations from other business friends, business groups that you're a part of, networking forums, all that kind of stuff. Because anywhere you can get recommendations, it's worth its weight in gold. Because I've hired people by like advertising on websites. I've hired people by advertising to my own mailing list, by, doing formal interview rounds and stuff like that. And the ones that always work out heaps better are just the ones that somebody's recommended for me. So for example, at the moment, Zita, who's my assistant, was working as an assistant to my besties, Tam. And I was looking around for one, and Tam was like, well, Zita's, I think, still got like more hours because she's only working like some hours for me. And I was like, did you want to share with me? And she's like, yeah, whatever. Now she works for me full time. Sorry, Tam. Sorry, Tam. Well, full time, 20 hours a week. That's full time for us. Yeah. But then Tam was then hired Zita's housemate, who's also a VA. So it's all just like this beautiful incestuous little circle. That's how we like it. We're from a small town. Or whatever. I always do trial tasks for assistants, like whether they're recommended to me or not. I'll give them like a short one to do just to try something out. And it's like, a 1 or 2 hour task before I ever like offer them like a more long time thing. Somebody says, how do I sign up while I'm watching my phone? Don't just hang up on me. Hang up on me, babes. Like, it is not worth losing out on a 98% off. And then you can come back once you fucking signed up, okay? You've got this. I believe in you. We can do hard things. Do not just keep on watching me talk for the next 42 fucking minutes. And then I get off and then close all the cart, and you're like, oh shit, I missed out on that. But like, I get it. I'm fucking hilarious. Why would you want to close this window? I get it. But during the academy, you get this more often. Hello. Haley says, I offer farm fresh beauty products that are pure enough to eat. I'd like to create a digital continuity program for my customers to add more stability to my back end. I'm stuck on what to offer. Any ideas? Ooh, it'd be so exciting. One, you could have a subscription box. That would be so fun. Two, you could have some kind of points program where the like Nourish to Life in Australia does this really well. Like, you get like Nourish Life bucks, like Nourish Life dollars back for everything that you spend, and then people of course come back and buy using their voucher. Email marketing campaigns really useful for this as well, because if I haven't bought in Nourish Life for a while, then I'll get it like a reminder going, oh, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Here's a $20 voucher or a $10 voucher or whatever, which is super exciting. Building up a mailing list is really potent and really powerful. You can also consider doing things like adding in where people can do reviews and things like that on your own website. Yeah, oh God, there's so many exciting ways that could happen. Okay. I meant to sign up yesterday, but thought I missed it. I was relieved I got in. Jody, I can't believe. Malia says, if you're watching, you haven't signed up with the Caddy, do it now. It's truly packed with good stuff. Currently doing a course on creating an e-course. It's worth 100 times the $99 price. It really fucking is, right? Because I say it's worth $5,000 because that's the amount of courses I've put in it. And yet, all of the courses that I've put in it, I only charge like $100 to $300 max for, when they have the same amount of content and value that a $2,000 plus program's got. I've had that so many times. People going to me, oh, that course that you teach on creating and selling e-courses, that is just as good, if not actually better, than those $2,500 programs I bought on the exact same fucking topic. And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Also, because I know what I'm doing. I just happen to be at the lower end just because it's like I do like pricings way more affordably doesn't mean that they are any less absolutely packed with value and useful content that will make a massive, massive difference. I just don't like getting people to max out their credit cards. I like helping more people, not less. It's just how it is. And like, again, like I really don't want to like throw shit on people who charge higher amounts, because there's absolutely the place for that. And I've invested in higher end courses and have been happy to. I just want to make the information that you need in order to grow your business, the tools, the resources, the support, the guidance, all that stuff. I want to make it as inclusive and affordable for every single person who wants to grow their business. Every single person, not just one who has a spare credit card they can max out in order to be able to do it, you know? So I just want to make this the democratization, the democratization of online coaching. Oh, bless. Jamila says, facts, the e-course, course and sales star are worth their weight in gold. So much more, so much value in the academy, right? Like if you just do sales star, you're going to make an absolute shit ton. A friend of mine, and she's on the sales page as well, giving her testimonial, but Katie Chappell from Katie Draws, during lockdown, she was a live webinar illustrator. So not live webinar, a live conference illustrator. So she would go to events and draw all the stuff as it was happening. Lockdowns happen. Of course, suddenly all of her income streams dried up and she was like, fuck. And so she really had to quickly pivot, and she wanted to create an e-course. And so she did 40 days to create and sell your e-course. She immediately launched Good Ship Illustration and immediately, like so quickly, made £50,000, completely revolutionized her business. And like that course has gone on to make hundreds of thousands of pounds now, and as it should, because it's a fucking phenomenal course and she's a fucking incredible teacher. So it can make an absolute massive fucking difference to people's businesses, and I love it. Jenny says, loving your energy. I'm so glad I joined up this morning. I can't wait to make an ebook, and I'm already doing your declutter videos. I'm so excited for you. That'll be so awesome. Also, in 40 days to create and sell your e-course, there's a section on ebooks and PDFs and stuff like that. And I also, like, when you do make your ebook to sell, make sure you use SalesStar so that you can make more money. Tanya says, have you reached your 10K member goal? No, I haven't. Thank you for asking. My 10K member goal is really like for the next year. So I haven't checked the numbers since I've been live streaming. We hit 3,000 members this morning, which is super cool. I have not checked it since then, and I don't think I will until the car closes. Just see what happens. Actually, I should check my text messages and see if my assistants are sending. Oh, there's some issues. Oh, okay. Okay, no, they're taking care of it. Great. Oh God, these issues with people, bless them. They're having some issues with signing up, but it's because they're nervous that they're missing out because the time is coming down, and so they're putting in their wrong email addresses into the checkout. It's okay, guys. We've got this. We have got this. Jamila says 3,200 members and counting. Yay! It's so exciting. I'm so thrilled. Oh my God. How good would it be if I got to 3,333? That's what I want. I'll check my Zeta and see how often, see what the number update is. Number update, please, Zeta. We are a little bit delirious at this end. Like it's been a wild run, and then I completely forgot that the 1st of April, because I said it would be the 31st of March. Great, that's a Friday. I thought, cool, we'll close it all down. But then I forgot that 31st of March in the US is 1st of April my time. April Fools! And then I forgot that I had to organize my assistants to actually have to work on the weekend because it's their busiest day of the fucking year. Whoops. So yeah, it's been quite funny. And then I've got one assistant who does customer service emails, and then I have Theta as well, who does all of the back end and all the other wild stuff. And they're kind of getting to the point of delirious, so they're just sending each other kooky memes, and then voicemails of each other just giggling, just who needs drugs when you can just do a launch and just be a little wild? Jenny says it was easy to join out. I was already a member from years ago. Oh, welcome back, my queen. We are going to have so much fun. And honestly, I have so many plans. I mean, it's already fucking amazing in there. And then the shit that I've got planned, it's the greatest. It's the greatest. Okay, it is 3,215 members currently. With half an hour to go. That's very exciting. Let's see what happens next. Who knows? Who knows? It's texted her and said, social media, that shit everywhere. Final call, motherfuckers. Do with that what you will, Zeta. Do with that what you will. Now, in terms of when we're opening Academy enrollments again, genuinely don't know because I am not somebody who plans anything ever. It will be the very earliest would be mid-year, but I can't promise that. Also can't promise that I won't put the price up. In the meantime, I can't promise shit because I absolutely follow whatever I'm guided to do next. So if at any point in time, I get the nudge from the angels or whatever, that it's just no, you're going to do this next. I'm okay, sure. So I'm really thrilled to just be with all of the people that have said yes, and just that's going to be my focus is loving up on the people that have said yes to this gorgeous journey already. Oh, I should show you as well. Hopefully you'll be able to see. I haven't updated it. So 10,000 is my little membership goal. I haven't updated it since yesterday, so it'll have another chunk of stuff taken out of it now, but I'm so excited to make it happen. And it's just a really nice feeling as well, because I know that, one, I can absolutely hands down help all of you make more money. No, it's my fucking gift. I know how to make money and how to make more money. I can help anybody in any business grow their business and make more money. And so that's what I'm here to do. And I want to make it as the most accessible price possible. And I can't help myself. I'm just such a bossy bitch. I was going to this bookshop for ages. And I noticed they were doing things in a way that was reducing the amount of money that they earned. And so I was like, did you want me to tell you how to make more money by the way that you're placing things? And they were like, yeah. And I told them, and they're like, fuck it, we'll do it. They did it. And guess what? It worked. It fucking worked. And one of the shop assistants said to me, it is amazing how much more money we make now that we've made those changes. And I'm like, no shit. No shit. It's like so simple and so easy. And I know that it's not simple and easy for other people. And so it's fine. It would just pay me like a fucking tiny amount of money and then I can be bossy with you and tell you what to do in your business so you can make more money. And I want you to have more money because, one, I want you to be able to have all the money for you to do whatever it is that you wish to do in this lifetime. I want you to experience it all and do beautiful things and be able to look after your physical health and your mental health. And I want you to have freedom to not have to like absolutely hustle yourself to death and to like fuck up your mental health and your physical health. I want you to like have spaciousness to look after who you are. And I want you to like be able to have the energy and the time to be able to love the people that you love with the amount of time and energy that you want, you know. And I also know that you as females, as non-binary humans, you know, Black, Indigenous people of color, queer people, we are all so much more likely to redirect our funds to charity and to philanthropic organizations and to places that do good than the straight white dudes. Like the research backs this up. If you read The Millionaire Next Door, it's fucking obvious. So for so many fucking centuries under the patriarchy, and white supremacy and these other systems, we haven't had power. We haven't had financial earning potential and all that kind of stuff. And so it's hindered our ability to be powerful in these ways. And when we can, we do fucking good shit with it. Like I always talk about like fucking, if you look at the difference between Jeff Bezos and what Mackenzie Scott, his ex-wife, what they do with their money. One builds a dick rocket. One makes some of the largest philanthropic donations ever. You know, look at fucking Dolly Parton. Like what she's been able to do with her wealth and power is incredible. You know, it is such an absolute blessing and a gift. Somebody says, oh, congrats on your Hay House deal, by the way. Oh, thank you. I don't have a Hay House deal. I am in talks with them. Have they announced anything? I have mentioned that I've been thinking about partnering with them. So we'll see if it ends up being a good fit for us. Okay. Satora says, I'm already a member of the Academy. Where do I find the calendar of live calls, guest speakers, etc.? If you go into the Brilliant Biz and Live Academy heading section, then you will find the calendar in there. We're just getting all of the dates firmed up for the next couple of months worth of stuff. And yeah, and we are also doing we're updating all that theme as well this month. We've got some beautiful designers in just to make sure that the Academy, like, because there's so much content and resources, we want to organize it in a more streamlined way as well. And then you can favorite things, you can search for stuff, you can like go, okay, this is what I'm doing next, and this is my learning plan, all that kind of stuff, which would be so fucking cool. So in the meantime, the calendar section in the Academy. Can I buy a gift voucher for a family member? Probably. Email support@leoniedawson.com and we will see. We'll see if we can make it happen. See if my assistants can pull something. Malia says, I love that you honor everyone and value that we're all unique creatures in the world. Of course. Like, why wouldn't we? Like, I don't need another mansplainer out there, guys. And as much as I say, like, I want the Academy to be the number one business resource out there for every single person wanting to grow their businesses, I only want that to be, like, I don't want any of the Chads of the world. No, not for you. I just want the rainbow people. I want the cool people, the women, the neurodivergent, the non-binary. You're all my people. Come on in. Otherwise, it's not for you. I'd like to repulse you. Oh, bless. My queens. All right, my loves. Even though we have 26 minutes left, I am going to finish up this live. It has been an absolute joy to hang out with you. If you haven't already, do what you will, but you will lose out on the coolest thing ever. 98% off on the thing. I'm so, for those of you who have joined, I'm so excited to make magic with you. I'm so excited just to pour all of the love upon you and give you all the support that I can to help you grow and succeed. And for those who'd like, we can just do a little meditation for those who want to. So just get yourself comfortable, straightening your spine, taking deep breaths down into your belly. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Returning to yourself, returning to your soul. Feeling the light inside your heart. Placing your hand on your heart and just underneath your belly button. May we return to ourselves, our souls, our bodies. May we know that we are divine and whole and worthy. May we know that we are supported in a million ways. May we know that 1,000 angels are chanting our name. May we know that we are supported to share our light and our story and our gifts and our dreams with the world. May every action we take be for the highest good and light and love of all. We ask for our work to reach out and touch every single person that would benefit from it and heal from it. We ask for all beings to be at peace. May all beings be at peace. Take deep breaths down into our belly, knowing that we are safe, we are loved, we are whole. We are as majestic as a zebra, as wild as a donkey, and as glorious as the beautiful soul we are born to be. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Goddess, for this life. Thank you for this body. Thank you for this experience. Thank you for this community. And thank you for this joy. When you're ready, just bringing yourself back into your body, rubbing your hands together. You are loved and you are safe and you are whole, and all is as it should be.